2 days into October, and the market is living up to the name, Uptober, Rocktober, whatever we want to call it. We're seeing Bitcoin test and in some cases break through key resistance levels to the upside. So in today's video, let's have a look at what this means for Bitcoin going into October and the rest of the quarter. Now, we've covered a fair bit of the data in previous videos, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click that button down below. I'll give you half a second to do that while you hit the like for the rest of you guys. 3 out of 4 of you who are subscribed, thank you very much. Hit that like button. All right, guys, let's dive straight into the data. Now, I'm just looking at the Bitcoin CME futures here for the breakout that is currently going on. Now, this one shows it a little bit clearer and it's a little bit more to the upside for the bulls. You can see that we are breaking out of the pump that happened around the 30th of August. So that was around that 28,300. This has been a crucial level since the low came in on the 12th of September. Why, you might ask? Essentially, it's been the 50% level. So if we draw it from the low to the high, the 50% on CME is around 28,500. So we've been looking at 28,400 on the spot markets. For the CME here, the futures contract, 28,500. Now, you could put this down to any number of news events that are occurring. I believe we had some more speculation and rumors about Ethereum ETFs and spot ETFs and all this sort of jargon. We're focused and interested here on the channel on the real data and what's going on in the charts. Basically, the facts, the only facts that are out there because it's happened. It's in the charts right now. We're not focused on all the rumors and the noise that we hear when it comes to the news. And I've actually got some pretty startling data here when it comes to the recession, but we'll look at that in just a moment. Let's finish up on the futures contract here as we see it breaking out. 3 minutes to go before this 1 hour bar closes. And basically, we're just looking at the market or trying to see whether we're going to get any sort of consolidation above the 50% level. That's basically that key area that you want to see the market, for the bulls at least, start to consolidate above on small term timeframes and then on the longer term. So the hourly charts are about to close in a few minutes here, just based on my time as I'm recording this. The 4 hour testing it, got an hour to go, but remember, we're not there yet. It's a good thing that at least the market has come back and is pushing higher on higher lows and starting to test those higher term time frame levels, the bigger 50% level, because that is basically the move down that lasted from the peak in July to that low in September, a 2-month move to the downside. We are now testing that 50%, and you can see that there was a fair bit of support. So we're trying to, at least the bulls are, trying to flip that as resistance. So we've also got some of the other data that we were looking at in previous videos, just looking at potential for green months in October, potentially green in Q4. And my good friend here, Eric, has put out a little bit of his own statistics here on Twitter. Interesting stat, Bitcoin's closed September in the green 5 times in history. Of those 5 times, has closed the following 4th quarter, so that's what we're into now, has been green every time. So basically 5 out of 5. And 3 of those quarters saw all the months go green. So now that we have that piece of information, let's go back and test it for ourselves with that data. It's always important to do your own research, even if you trust the people that you are following for particular advice or particular information. So the particular data here, anyway, this is one that I've captured from CoinGlass. We've got 2 green Septembers, 6%, 2%, that's back in 2016 and 2015. And yes, both of those occasions, October, November, and December were also green. Were they at similar times to where we currently are? Well, I'd say yes, 2015 is a similar part of the cycle to where we currently are in 2023. 2019 was also that sort of first year out of the cycle low, but it happened slightly differently in that case, where you had a red September, green October, and then a couple of red months after that. But remember, there was a huge pump for Bitcoin in that period where it was just going up to that peak in June. It had a really massive run up from that point. And of course, they needed to have a bit of a cooling off and a pullback. Whereas this time around in 2023, we haven't seen that same sort of extreme pump. And most are hoping for a big dump. It doesn't seem like that's going to happen, especially with the move that we've had off that 25k level, and we're now testing the next run up, the next 50% level. So I want to take it back to this chart that we've also looked at before, just looking at the bull market cycle, breaking it down into 6 different parts using 6 monthly increments. 6 by 6 is 36, basically 3 years. And what we've seen in the past, we've seen 3 years up, 1 year down, 3 years up, 1 year down, 3 years up, 1 year down, and so on. We're basically getting towards the end of that second phase right now. Something that I posted months ago and just been tracking along with this to see how it's playing out this time around. So I said then, we're in this stage here. You can see number two back here. It's not that clear cut. And we've had the same sort of thing happen here where it's not that clear cut. It's scared the bulls to the downside, it scared the bears to the upside, and basically when you look back nearly 6 months or just over 6 months, the price is exactly where it was when it pumped up from the banking crisis low. So 28,000, we're currently sitting at 28,300 here on the spot market on the index here. So we've got another few more weeks to go until we start to move into that third phase of the bull market, and that would leave us at around halfway into this bull market peak. Looking at around a 3-year move from the cycle low. So like I've been talking about multiple times before here on the channel, studying the past to forecast the future, I do believe that time is running out if we are sort of slow to the mark, or at least if many are hoping for much further downside targets. I've stated multiple times that I don't think Bitcoin is going to go back and break down 19,500. That is a very strong low, and it's a very important low on how it formed technically and, in this case, fundamentally off the back of the banking crisis low. The most extreme fear in the market puts in a solid low and a huge bounce from that point. So can't see it happening, and of course that's a cycle low that happened on the FTX collapse. You've got to beat all of these negative news announcements in order to push this market lower, and I just don't think it's got the legs in it at the moment. Let's see if the market can continue to hold 25k, and the first line of call is going to be holding above that 28,400 level, which is that 50% level. Let's take a quick look at what's going on in the rest of the market before we get back into BTC. It's looking to at least try and attempt another move to the upside, but this isn't looking as strong as it has done since that bounce out. But again, these are short-term moves, and like we've looked at for the longer term, because we want to see all of these cycles coming together. Of course, the stock markets also need their time off, their pullbacks after a huge move to the upside. Basically, it's still at 7.7% down. So the main thing that we were looking at here for the stock market was a roughly single-digit decline from the turning point, from wherever that intermediate top is. And that intermediate top is definitely 27th of July at 46.30. Plenty of support to the downside, still in single-digit territory. Shorter term, maybe we see a little bit of weakness in a testing of the lower prices here at 43. But longer term, it seems like it is coming to an end, not the end, but coming to an end. And potentially we'll start to see the moves higher through Q4, which is great news for Bitcoin and the rest of the markets as well. The DXY, the US dollar, has also had a little bit of a correction here, or a little bit of a test of the resistance. So weakness in the USD typically means that at least some of these commodities can have a move back to the upside. Unfortunately for the gold and the metal holders, they have been tanking. Gold and silver have been down as well. If I move my head out of the way here, you can see on gold, this thing's just been dropping like a stone all the way to the 50% level at 1850. And the same deal here for silver, coming back to its 50% level at 2191. If you want me to cover a little bit more on the metals, let me know in the comments section. Thanks very much to everyone that is joining in on those comments. Pinned comment there for yesterday was, will October be red or green? Thanks for hitting that like as well. And it just gets that info, the video pumping through the algorithm through these slower times in the market. So let's head back to what's going on in the stock markets. The Nasdaq's having a little bit of a stronger push here than the S&P. So that's a good thing for the tech sector. And of course, Bitcoin and cryptos are more so aligned with the tech sector than the S&P 500. So you're seeing a little double bottom come in here. And so potentially we're rounding the lows here at the moment, potentially. So it's good news there. So back on to BTC. Let's move my head out of the way once again. And we're looking at the possibility of having green months to the upside for BTC. So what does that look like in the past? Well, we've seen the 2012 move green. That's September there on the red line. October was actually red here, at least on the crypto chart. And then we've gone green November, green December, and then away she blows there, green, 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 green. So it's really pushed up pretty hard on that 2012 green September. Another green September was 2013. That was the end of the bull market. And so you had a really big push into that top. That was November. And then you had a pullback in December. Then coming out of the bear market bottom, basically the transitional phase here, you had a slightly green September, just by 2%. And then October, November, December, straight up. Again, 2016, slightly green September, straight up. October, November, December, finally had a bit of a pause before the market carried on from that move out. Then as you get into the bull market, so this last half of the bull market, or at least what I'm looking at when it comes to 3 years of a bull market, and then 18 months until the end, which we're probably 2 years from the end now. September was a bull market pullback and then flogged itself straight into that top, October, November, December. So Q3, another green one there. Going into the bear market, all red. At the end of the day, it is a bear market. You had just before the bull market kicked off in 2020, 2021, you had a September pullback, so a bull market pullback again. Similar to sort of here, you had an August pullback and then it started to scream ahead. Then you had that big green move that just kept going October, November, December, January, February, March, and then you had the peak out in April. So September was the pullback, that last quarter, green again. This was the bear market. That's what you can expect, but you even had a green October in the bear market. And then finally, just going back to 2021, you just had a green October into the peak of a red November. Is it going to happen again? You know the answer to this. No one knows for sure, but all we try to do is put the probabilities on our side so that we can make the best decisions in the market. Now, if you want to follow along with our members for their part-time trades, their full-time trading on crypto, check out the link in the top of the video description right here, because this is a new dashboard that we're working on at TI Crypto, and you guys will be the first to know about it if you're subscribed to the list here. Plus, you get plenty of other perks as well. The crypto and economic report that comes out, you've got trading guides, you've got free Discord access and other discounts as well. That's the link in the top of the video description. So congratulations to all you guys who are crushing your trades, 93%, 17, 49, 62. All I can say is congratulations. So with the green month of September behind us and the possibility of having a green fourth quarter and maybe even a green October, November, and December. We're asking for a lot here. Even if one of those months is red, we could still have a green quarter. Let's have a look at where the price targets could land us for BTC. It's currently at 28,300 and has so far on the hourly chart tested the 50% level. So that's a huge key level. 28,400, mark that on your charts. You can see that it's been support in the past. It is now resistance, and this was support before that price even came in. So it tells you markets do know what's going on at times. Anyway, we are basically a fraction of a percent away from closing above that level. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. We're just going to look at the upside at this stage. And now if we're looking to the next resistance levels, you can see that there's a fair bit of choppiness going on here at around 30.5. So that was a pretty key level back when the market was just holding above it and then just getting rejected by it. That would give us roughly 6 or so percent from that zone there. So you can see right in the middle, about 6 to 7%. Now, if we take it all the way to the top, we have about 12.5% to run to get into that top. So around that $32,000. All right, let's take this thing right back and go to some more of the mega hopium moon boy targets. Let's go back to our bull trap of March 2022. So that was that move to the upside that pushed everyone into the market. That was around the time of the Miami conference, the Bitcoin thing that goes on over there that pumps the markets. Basically, that was the peak, and then the market collapsed from that point. 48,240 is the number. To the upside, that gives us a roughly 70% move from the current level. Now, I'd rather just have a look at it from the low because that gives you that full extreme. to see whether that's actually a possibility. And 91% from that low of 25K, you're nearly doubling your BTC profits there if the market is to get up to that. The other number that we've also looked at, we have to take it back a step, is that we've gone to 42.2. So that was the 50% level that we were looking at for the market to hit before the halving. That gives us a roughly 67% move from the low, and from its current price, it's around a 49% move. So basically a 50% move to that high. So all of these price targets seem like they are within reach, but of course, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Focus on the single digits, focus on this 50% level at 28,400 first, because that is the key. Market needs to get above that level and consolidate above that level. If we get rejected here, then yes, we come back, test some of these prior lows again, or test at least this higher swing bottom here at 26,000, and then that could lead us to test 25,000 again. Do note that in the past 6 months, Bitcoin has only traded under 25,000 for a matter of minutes, maybe hours. 6 months, it's only been on that 25K. But if you remember the fear in the market, the fear has been extreme, as if Bitcoin has traded under 25. It's as if Bitcoin is in a recession when those bears get their hands on the media, and basically the fear comes right out at that point. But note that the market has not traded under Bitcoin, under 25K, for more than a matter of minutes to hours in the last 6 months. That is something really strange when it comes to markets. It's a bit of a psychological game out there with the news media and how far things should fall, yet we've been talking about it day after day on the channel here. So make sure you check out the links in the description, follow along, subscribe to the channel. And I brought this up here because it's a mindset game out there with the mass media and your everyday retail investor, where they think that the market is actually in a recession. There has not been a recession in the US in 2022-23. But it's so concerning that 57% of people think the market has been in a recession. This is how the majority get it wrong. Don't be on the wrong side of the market, especially when the market is just starting out at the lows. These are the safest times from a risk perspective because the market is low. Don't be on the wrong side of the market and mistake a bull market for a bear market. Guys, I'll see you back here at the next video. Like and subscribe. Links in the video description, you know the deal here. Another profit just came in the last minute. Well done, 51%. You can see that I'm filming this at 12:26 right now. Guys, see you in the next one. Till then, take care and peace out.